David. Hi. Can you do it swimming and
Can you just sit here?
Thank you.
We left room for you guys here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Am I supposed to? This isn't. Oh, it says reserved. Are we supposed to sit?
I'm going to put grandpa here. Dad, you want to sit here?
Okay.
Do you want to sit with grandpa?
Yeah.
And ask me that?
You can put your reserved. Oh, so we're supposed to sit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all confused.
I know.
Oh, it's been so long. How are you?
I know that. Okay. Ashley, move my bag. Is
Please rise. Please be seated. Thank you for joining the Okimura family for Arlene Okimura's celebration of life service. In addition to those family and friends who are gathered here today at Gedatsu Church, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome those families and friends who are joining us on live stream YouTube. I am Alan Shiroishi. I'm a Gedatsu Church Board of Director and a friend of Arlene's. I'm honored to be serving as a chairman with this afternoon's service. The first order of business, if you have one of these critters, if everybody could please turn off your cell phone or any other technical devices, because we don't want to piss off Arlene. Even though Arlene was on her cell phone a lot during her busy daily life. The next order of business, please follow the church's and CDC's pandemic guidelines. We appreciate allowing us to take your temperature and completing a contact information form when you enter. Please remember to remain masked and socially distanced in the church and on the church grounds. Bottles of hand sanitizers and gloves are available on tables throughout the church. This afternoon, we'll remember Arlene by offering prayers, incense, and holy tea blessing. I would like to briefly explain about this afternoon's prayer blessing. The Reverend will chant several sutras in front of the casket. He then will seat himself on the stage in front of the altar to recite an additional sutra and lead the congregation in the chanting of a famous sutra called the Hanya Shingyo, or the Heart Sutra. While we are chanting this Heart Sutra, the family, relatives, pallbearers, and congregation are invited to come forward to offer blessing for Arlene's spirit by offering incense and pouring tea over the stupa. For incense offering, please take a pinch of ground incense and sprinkle it over the burner or charcoal. This can be done 1 or 3 times. Then you are invited to offer the amacha, or holy tea, which is unique to the Gedatsu Church. For this holy tea offering, please scoop the tea with a ladle and pour the tea over the wooden stupa 3 times. On this wooden stupa, there are 5 red characters, or symbols, written on it. These 5 characters were given to our founder, Gedatsu Kongo, by God. When you think about someone during the prayer, the spirit of the person who you are remembering is drawn to the stupa. Then by pouring this holy tea, the Spirit will receive your love and blessing and will be purified. While these rituals may be unfamiliar to you, please do not think about the correctness of form. The most important thing is to perform them with reverence, sincerity, and love. These spirits, because spirits are living in the world of thoughts and ideas, only sincerity and love can reach them in the spiritual world. Therefore, please offer the incense and holy tea as you think about Arlene. This will become great blessing for her spirit. Although offering incense and pouring tea over the stupa is a tradition of the Gedatsu Church, please know that anyone of any faith is welcome to offer incense and pour tea over the stupa. It is a gesture that shows love and blessing to Arlene's spirit. However, if you prefer, you are welcome to remain in your seat and offer a silent prayer for Arlene. Please do what is most comfortable for you. Please note that we have provided 3 incense boxes and 4 holy tea bowls for the congregation to use. Please use any available incense box and holy tea bowl. Let us begin. Reverend Okano.
주조, 샤크조, 슈주, 샤크조, 동안 슈조, 세스라이 세이에 진요, 지스도 구요, 삼보, 세스라이 세이에 진요, 지스도 구요, 삼보, 이쇼, 삼보, 호쇼조, 싱크, 동안 쇼조, 싱크요, 삼보, 오늘 주조 사된 인진 복음한 주조 헛가이며 그요 서브스 서브셔 보다이 도간 주조 신나이 주주 다이지 다이지 서브다이 주주 다이시 다이지 주조 주주 다이지 다이지 사이 주조 그요 그요 듣고 호소 도란 주조 다이지 다이지 사이 주조 시야 하라미츠 다이지 다이지 사이 주조 셈다이 하라미츠 사이 주조 위야 하라미츠 사이 주조 덴나 하라미즈 다이지 다이지 사이 주조 함야 하라미즈 다이지 다이지 도란 주조 집보이 주조 놈자크조 쇼 게다이샤 쇼진 하바이샤 지가이 스싱샤조 엠돈샤 그지샤 지에 쇼 모이스샤 쇼신 유슈만요 소프쇼 모나이 老眼主上実法一切法領基人毒中毒流毒上昇細腹毒害発膨大神無臭万病即小母大老眼主上実法一切地獄餓鬼畜生八難四小十偶衆上門弱上昇惑地義小百八本神無臭万病即小母大古書物、修理尺上異常物、現在上現状物、未来諸物、登場物、古賀慶修、修理尺上、不要三宝、古賀慶修、修理尺上、不要三尊会へ、不要商業愛民商十五時です。不動真言セブンタイムスノーマクサンマンダーマーダーダンセンダーマーガロシャーダーソヤタヤウンダラノーマクサンマンダーマーダラダーマーガロシャーダーソヤタヤウンダラダーガンマンノーマクサンマンダーダラダーソヤタヤウンダラノーマクサンマンダーマーダラダンセンダーマーガロシャーダーソヤタヤウンダラダーサンマンダーダラダンセンダーソヤタヤウンダラダーガンマンノーマクサンマンダーマーダラダンセンダーソヤタヤウンダラダーガンマンセンダーマーガロシャーダーソヤタヤウンダラダーガンマン俗名アーリン・オキムラ本名幼児期試合大使 Enter the Spiritual Realm September 16, 2021啓発語問ルテン三愛中音愛不能断気温入愛真実法者ナムケ仏ナムケ法ナムケソナムケ仏ナムケ法ナムケソナムケはい教芸無常人人未明の法は百千万本にも愛よることがたし我は検問し維持することを得たり 願わくば如来の真実義を消し立て祭らん。南下門、釈所蔵、諸悪法、海遊無視、尊人、自信語、一の書、一切が今回三元、没毛大神、真言三魔夜会、法寺、知った、野田花闇、音三魔夜里番、次に to the spirit of Arlene Okimura 霊場さん5代のために伝承し立てまつる般若心経 one time 仏説まか般若花びた心経般若在も作業時般若花びた自称言語文体空洞一切次に to the spirit of Arlene Okimura 霊場さん5代のために伝承し立てまつる光明真言 seven times オンナオニャレロシャノマカロザラマニハンドアニンダラリサヤンオンナオニャレロシャノマカロザマニハンドアニンダラリサヤンオンナオニャレロシャ 芸能職を検事般若信用公用信言を封じす集めるところの功徳はザ・スピリットアーリン・ソキムラ霊場三母体のためなり少量欠上昇極楽上本年代上昇各母体の眼体天陰の三入九崩次に第二次来真言三遍オンナビランケンオンマダトバンオンナビランケンオンマダトバンオンナビランケンオンマダトバン次に異名へ三魔や心が一最小苦毒上苦道一上部失徳一不二心奇妙町内在にビルサーブス次に法所得のために勤しむ法セブンタイムスナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴナルギラスロンゴはいはい。
Thank you. Special remembrance. Although he will be leaving at 4:00 p.m. for another commitment, we are pleased to have one of Arlene's favorite friends with us, the Honorable Mayor of Pasadena, Mr. Victor Gordo, who would like to say a few words about Arlene. Mayor Gordo.
afternoon, everyone. My name is Victor Gordwell, and I have the tremendous honor and privilege first of saying I am a good friend of Arlene Okimura. And secondly, that I have the tremendous honor and privilege of serving as mayor of the city of Pasadena. My friendship with Arlene started long before I was mayor of Pasadena. In fact, my friendship with Arlene started long before I became a member of the Pasadena City Council 21 years ago. My friendship with Arlene started almost as most friendships do, in passing. Walking through the Washington Square neighborhood. And we all know Arlene's happy-go-lucky personality. And she approached me and said, "How are you?" And we talked and we struck up a friendship that has lasted almost 30 years. I told her that I worked for a nonprofit in Pasadena, and we took it from there and talked, and I got to know Arlene and had the great privilege of getting to know her over 3 decades. When I decided to run for the Pasadena City Council, about 8 or 9 years after that, Arlene was the first person to encourage me and say, "You should run for the Pasadena City Council," and volunteered her time to serve as my yard sign manager. And, you know, I learned quite a few lessons about acceptance, about enjoying life, about giving back to your community, about opening yourself up to people from Arlene. But the most important lesson I learned from Arlene is it's not so much that we live life, it's important, but it's how we live life that's really important. And anyone who, I called her Arlene Code. I called her Arlene Code because that was her email. arleneco@netzero.com is, you know, the email that I've always known. And so I always called her Arlene Code. And one of the things I learned from Arlene Code is it's how you live life and how you express yourself and relate to people, to beings. We all know Arlene loved animals, for example. And she opened herself up not just to people like me and all of you, family and friends, and was easy at making friends, but she opened herself to beings in general, and just loved life. And, you know, one thing that I will always cherish about Arlene is just her openness to everyone and her willingness to help. You know, in our neighborhood association in Pasadena, Arlene sat quietly doing her work as treasurer and never asked for or sought the limelight or sought to be anything but just a helping hand and a friend. And, you know, a few weeks ago, when the neighborhood association and neighbors and friends learned that Arlene's condition had worsened, we were all driven to let her know how much we care about her, to let her know what she meant to us as individuals, and collectively what she meant to our neighborhood, and to the city of Pasadena. And we paraded with the fire department, the police department, neighbors in front of her home. And we did that because it was our way of saying, we love you, Arlene. We love you for the person that you are. We love you for your contributions to all of us. And we love you for making our city better for everyone. And, you should all be very proud of our Pasadena, to the people of Pasadena. I'm not the only elected official who is here. Councilmember Jessica Rivas is also here. And we're here, Jess and I, not as elected officials, but as friends, as neighbors, as someone, as people who had the honor and the privilege of knowing a very special person. arleneko@netzero.com is an email that I will always remember. It's seared in my brain because that's where I knew I could reach her. You could never call her, but I knew I could reach her there. She would respond, and I knew that was a friend that I could count on, and that not as a council member, as a mayor, but as a friend that I could count on, just to talk to a little bit and hang out. My kids love Arlene and grew up knowing her and always asked about her. And she was first one every time I saw her, how are Michael and Emma? Because she's always open to new friendships. She's always open to, not just in passing on people, but getting to know people. So I wanted to be here today to just thank all of you who supported Arlene, not just in this difficult time, but in life in general, because you nurtured such a special soul, such a special person in my life, and gave me someone who I will always call a friend, who I know I can always think about, who brings a smile to my face, and who, frankly, without whose help I would not stand before you today and say that I have the tremendous honor of being mayor of the city of Pasadena. So as we think about Arlene, know that far beyond this room, there are a lot of people who care about her and who are grateful that she had a place in our life. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Victor Gordon. And the other council member who's here, thank you very much for attending also. I'm contemplating moving to Pasadena now. I'm changing my middle name to Arlene. Now, personal history and eulogy. Ken Okimura, Arlene's brother.
My sister Arlene was born on February 6, 1951, in Pasadena, to my mother, Amy, and to my father, Itsuto Tom Okimura. She grew up in Pasadena. She went to Lincoln Elementary School. She went to Washington Junior High School, and then she went on to John Muir High School. She's survived by her father, Itsuto, her younger brother, myself, and my wife Cheryl, her younger sister Judy, nephews and nieces, Matthew, Timothy, Christina, Jonathan, and Mitchell. And she also has 6 great nieces and nephews. Arlene loved to spend time with her nieces and nephews, grand nieces and nephews, and even the neighborhood kids. She liked just having fun. She wanted to hang out, go to movies, or just do anything. One of her favorite places, like so many people, is the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, right? She would take them, and she just wouldn't go for a few hours. No, she had to be there when it opened, and she would stay until it closed. On Friday nights, it was not uncommon while my kids were growing up to have a pizza party with Arlene and watch movies. And she treated the kids just like they were her own. Well, early in her career, she worked for a company called Kratos, which is an electronics avionics firm, in the accounting department. But really, corporate life wasn't her style. She decided to clean house, and she became very close to her clients. She would house sit when they were away, or she would even dog sit. She volunteered at Vanderhoof Veterinarian Hospital before becoming an employee for 21 years. And Arlene just had a big heart and loved helping others. She would even take people to the grocery store or to doctor's appointments, just doing whatever she could to show them love. She would stop whatever she was doing, in order to assist someone. That's how caring she was. And even during her last days, she was thinking about others. She was telling us some of her personal items and whom she wanted to give them to. Well, as you heard, Arlene was very active in the neighborhood. She volunteered for many years with the fire and police department. She helped serve the homeless. She was in the Neighborhood Watch Association, and she was part of the Washington Square Neighborhood Association as the mayor brought out as their treasurer. She even received a plaque for helping to make her community better. Arlene supported Victor Gordo, as he mentioned early on, even helping him to become mayor. So in recognition of that, as he stated, they did have a parade for Arlene. They did have police cars there, they had fire trucks there, the sirens were blazing. There was about 3 dozen people who attended that event to show their appreciation for Arlene. Unfortunately, Arlene at that time was so ill she couldn't come outside to watch the parade, and she couldn't actually face her body to the window so that she could see it. So my sister and I, we thought, oh, well, let's grab a mirror. So we grabbed one of these full dress mirrors and we held it up so that she could, through the mirror, look out the window and see the parade. And she was very thrilled and appreciated that very much. We're going to be able to see that parade. There's a short clip later on in the program, and I think you'll enjoy that. Arlene liked to travel around the world. She traveled with friends and family. She loved to take pictures and document all the places where she went on vacation. She would also purchase postcards and send them and write to family and friends and tell us what she was doing on those vacations. At any event that Arlene attended, she always liked to be behind the camera. She loved taking lots of pictures, and sometimes it was difficult for us to find a picture of her since she was always behind the camera. She liked to organize parties at my father's house for family and friends. She'd always have a menu that would accommodate everyone's personal preferences who were. A year, she would make hundreds of chocolate chip cookies as a gift. Many people have told me they look forward to those chocolate chip cookies. So in a tribute to that, when you leave today, you'll be able to have a choice of chocolate chip cookies with walnuts or without walnuts. Arlene had a love for animals, and one of the animals she loved in particular was this silver-crested cockatool named Benson. And if you look at your program, you'll see a picture of Benson. She had Benson for over 40 years. It's really quite uncanny. Sometimes if you talk to her on the phone, you could hear Benson in the background. And he was able to mimic Arlene. It was uncanny. Kind of made you a little nervous, a little he would laugh like she was laughing. It was just amazing. She had countless dogs and cats, and she really liked cuddling up to them at night. Well, many of us will really miss my sister, Arlene.
Boy, I've never seen my sister work so hard. I mean, saving me standing up, God, I'm sweating already. Thank you, Ken. Next, My Cancer Journey, written by Arlene and read by niece Christina Marquez.
I'm gonna try to get through this as best I can, so please bear with me. My cancer journey. I was dealing with excruciating and debilitating pain since the end of January of 2020. The pain became worse in July, and I went to the doctors and they performed a medical procedure to figure out what was causing my rectal pain. On July 28th, I received bad news that I had cancer in my rectal area. I'm not worried because I know I will get the necessary treatments to fight this. The doctors had me do a body scan, and on August 2nd, I was told that I had several spots throughout my body. The doctor decided to start me on a chemo treatment. I stayed very positive about fighting this cancer. I knew I had the love and support from family and friends. I started my chemo treatment in the beginning of September. After my first week of chemo treatment, my taste buds were off. I had a little bit of metal flavor in my mouth, as well as a bit of numbness. I was lethargic and still in pain from the chemo and cancer, but I still kept on moving. I had good days and bad days, but knowing that I have so many family and friends in this fight makes it easier to continue. During my bad days, I think of all of you rooting me on. By the end of September, I couldn't believe that I had already started to lose my hair. I decided to have a little fun and throw a family dinner and have my nephew Matthew shave the rest of my hair off. Afterwards, I took a picture with my dad, brother, nephew, and 2 great-nephews who had all cut their hair in my honor. I continued to get bursts of energy that allowed me to run errands, cook, clean. By the end of November, I was done with my tumor had shrunk as much as the doctors had thought. The pain had also lessened. The doctors wanted me to start my next form of treatment, which was radiation. The radiation treatments were a lot harder on my body. I had to be on a special pelvic diet. I was more nauseous than before, and the pain in my butt came back, and I was more tired. By my 8th treatment, things weren't too bad, but mentally, I was preparing for the worst. The doctor had warned me that things would get worse by treatment 10 and continue to get worse. I believe that all the prayers and positive thoughts being sent my way were helping me with my positive attitude. And were just as the doctors had told me. My butt. The doctor said she wanted me to try at least another week of treatment, if not 2. But by the end of week 4, I was in horrible pain and I could not tolerate any more treatments. This CT scan they had me take at the end of December only showed a slight shrinkage. So now the doctors wanted me to start another form of treatment, immunotherapy. I had to continue with my pelvic diet and slowly introduce new foods to my system. In January, I threw a temporary tattoo party for the family. My niece's family picked out and tattooed their body. My niece helped me and tattooed my whole bald head. I'm still trying to keep my spirits up and have some fun. By the end of February, I started my immunotherapy. I feel like the worst is over. My hair has now started to grow out, so I have some fun by deciding to dye it different colors. I saw the doctor in the beginning of March, and he said that he wasn't certain, but it looked like my tumor might have shrunk. I continued the immunotherapy, but by the second treatment, I was experiencing bad side effects and pain. And now I have to go back on the pelvic diet, which I hate. The doctor also put me on pain pills to try to control my pain. I have lost my taste and appetite. At a time, I have good days, bad days, worse days. From this point on, it's just been trying to find a way to help me manage my pain. In August, I got a medical device implanted inside me to help manage my pain. The doctors did another CT scan of my body, and I received the devastating news that my cancer was very aggressive and very bad. I know that the cancer is terminal. I am not eating because I am not hungry and the taste buds are off. Naturally, my energy level is very low, and I'm tired a lot. My brain is fuzzy, and so it's hard for me to focus. I'm overwhelmed in pain. I can't tolerate the pain anymore, and I just want to escape the agonizing pain. But I want to thank you all for the love and support and the cards that were sent to me, and just know that I love you all.
Just interject something. At the beginning of Arlene's treatments, prior to, I think, everybody gathering to shave their head, she still told me, Alan, I have more hair on my head than you do. That's messed up. Next, incense offering representing friends, Joanne Kaku, Yoko Oishi. Representing the Los Angeles Gedatsu Sunday School, Cookie Martel. Representing the Los Angeles Gedatsu Hospitality Group is Ms. Kazumi Chinen here. Thank you. Representing Los Angeles Gedatsu Church, Mark Ishida. Representing Washington Square Association, Hillary Carter again. Representing Vanderhoof Veterinary Hospital. Thank you. Next, we'll have the sermon by Reverend Okimura.
Hello everyone, I'm Reverend Okimura of the Los Angeles Gedatsu Church. Thank you very much for visiting our Gedatsu Church for early service. I also extend my appreciation to those who are participating in this service via YouTube live stream. We have just completed the funeral service for the late Arlene Okimura. I am sure that Arlene's soul is truly happy to have received the sincere and heartfelt blessings and prayers from all of you. The deep sadness of losing a loved one, especially a child and a beloved sister, cannot be described in words. I know you are suffering in your grief and you miss Arlene greatly. It is difficult for me to imagine what you are actually going through. I can only extend my sincere condolences for your loss. During the last to 2 years since Arlene detected her cancer, I visited her at her father's home several times to give prayers and blessings for her recovery. Even as she grew weaker and her diagnosis less hopeful, she remained upbeat as usual. However, when I visited her on August 19, it seemed to me that she foresaw that her time was near, accepted it, and was preparing for her final day. I saw great strength in her heart. That was the last time I saw Arlene. On September 16, when I learned that she passed away peacefully, surrounded by her family, I knew that Arlene had fulfilled her life, her role in life. In our Gedatsu Church, when a member passes away, we observe Japanese Buddhist memorial services, such as the traditional wake service, seventh-day service, and the funeral service as we are holding today. Each service has an important meaning for the departed soul, as well as for the family of the deceased. One of the primary purposes for the funeral service is to formally bestow a spiritual passport and Buddhist title upon the spirit. This title is a new name which allows the departed soul to start its new existence as a spiritual Buddha or enlightened soul in the spiritual world. The Buddhist title I have given Arlene is this Yojiki Chiai Daishi. The Buddhist title consists of 3 parts. Yojiki is similar to a last name, and the Chiai, being less formal, is like a first name. The last 2 characters, Daishi, is a kind of title. Please allow me to explain the meaning of this Buddhist title. The first character, Yo, means cheerful, positive, and bright. Everyone who knew Arlene can agree that she was a truly friendly, positive, and outgoing person. She loved talking with friends and had a lot of them, and she interacted with many people and organizations. The character Yo also means sun. Arlene was always in the center of a circle of people, making everyone laugh. Her existence was like the sun, which gives bright light and energy to others. The second character, Jiki, means straight, direct, and honest. As most of you know, Arlene spoke in a straightforward manner. She was very honest and did not hesitate to speak up when others held back. But even though her words and manner were sometimes too direct, because of her joyful personality and humor, she didn't hurt others. I think that was Arlene's special ability. Jiki also means right or proper. I saw this quality in her as a kind and loving daughter who did the right and proper thing by cooking dinners for her father for a long time. The third character, Chi, comes from her Japanese name, Chisako. The fourth character, I, means love. Chi also means thousand, so Chiai means 1,000 or abundance of love. Arlene loved people and animals, and she was loved by many in return. When Arlene first detected her cancer, she was determined to fight strongly against the cancer. She once told me that she doesn't want her father to lose another daughter. Although she was a kind person full of love and affection, she was also a strong fighter. As you know, she shared her battle with cancer through text messages with family and friends and on social media, mainly Facebook. Cancer victims often don't want to share this kind of information with others, but Arlene did so in the hope that it could help someone. So Arlene's character and personality are expressed in these 4 characters, Yoji Ichai. The last 2 characters, Daishi, is a kind of title which is often given to those who make significant contributions to their church or temple. Arlene helped our church in many ways. She acted as a photographer at most of our church's events. At the time of our festival, which are held twice a year, she donated and cooked up sloppy joes for everyone. She cleaned the church every month on a volunteer basis. In recognition for her huge contributions to our church, I chose these 2 characters. Although her Buddhist title is very short and consists of only 6 characters, it describes all of Arlene's character and 70 years of her life. She will now enter the spiritual realm with this Buddhist name and work for the happiness of her family and friends. Our Gedatsu doctrine teaches the existence of a world after death, where spirits of our deceased loved ones guide and protect their family, descendants, and friends. Because spirits are alive in the world of our thoughts and feelings, we can immediately connect with them whenever we strongly and sincerely think about them. For spirit, the happiest thing is to be remembered. Therefore, from now on, whenever you have time, please close your eyes, imagine Arlene's smiling face in your mind, and tell her, thank you and I love you. This will become a great blessing for her soul. After this service, in accord with Arlene's wishes, a taco party will be held. Please enjoy having a taco while sharing your memories of Arlene with each other. As we do so, I know that she will enjoy watching over us from the spiritual world and laughing out loud. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend O'Connell. I'm glad you mentioned sloppy joes. Can I tell you a little side note? Arlene used to here, freeze it, I believe, and take our biannual service so the members there could help buy lunch, amongst other things like tacos. And she did this for a long time. She loved cooking, I guess. And she would tell me, Alan, you better buy these. And I'm sure this. She bought 20 of them. So we had sloppy joes for lunch, driving home to Los Angeles, another sloppy joe. For dinner, sloppy joes. Do you know what my morning constitution was the next day? Sloppy joes. Next, we're going to have a slide presentation and then the video of the Love in Parade in Pasadena. As you know, Arlene loved her family, friends, the Dodgers, pets, who she called kids, her kids, the Gedatsu Church, her neighborhood, and her community. She served as an advocate treasurer of the Washington Square Neighborhood Association, supported vigorously and volunteered unselfishly in the police and fire departments, and campaigned tirelessly for Victor Gordo from the start of his political career of Pasadena. Mayor Gordo parade for Arlene, complete with adoring neighbors, helium balloons, patrol cars, and fire trucks, in hopes of lifting her spirits and showing her how much she was loved by her neighborhood and the community. Show you is a well-deserved tribute to Arlene, an adored and loved citizen and humanitarian. Although she was unable to come out to greet, Okimura family members, as you heard, assured the participants saw the parade via a mirror that they set up for her. She was overwhelmed by the kindness, thoughtfulness, and love of the parade participants. Dina?
Since we moved in the neighborhood, Arlene has always been there. She welcomed us in. She made us feel like home. She's been an integral part, not just of the neighborhood, but the neighborhood association itself. So, it just means so much that the neighborhood came out to celebrate her and to make sure we knew we all love her, we all miss her. It's been really hard the last year and a half now, not being able to see her while she's been, going through these really difficult times. So we're glad that we were all able to at least come out today and let her know how much we love her and how much the whole neighborhood and the city really as a whole loves her. She spent a lot of years volunteering for our fire and police department, and so they're here as well. So we're really glad everyone could come out and just let Arlene know how loved she is.
Okay, Arlene, I'm wearing my Dodgers shirt. They won last night for you, and now they're in first place. We're here to celebrate you. We love you. We miss you. And we just want to thank you. Raul and I want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for always being an aunt to our boys. And an aunt to the dogs, to Chela and Mole. Anyway, sending you so much love, Arlene. We wish you so much peace. Love you so much.
Love you, Arlene.
And usually, Arlene, you see me when I'm walking Toby, our dog. He's now 17 and getting a little old, so I've been going up Hudson so much. And then I found out that you've been ill. I'm so sorry. You were always such a delight to see your happy, smiling face and always a few kind words for us. So I want you to know we miss you. We love you. You're in our prayers.
And we're just here to say hi and send our love to Arlene. And we've so enjoyed her friendship and partnership over these last 25 years. And we really appreciate you, Arlene. And
yeah, we love you so much,
love
Arlene.
you so much.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I just want to say how much I appreciate your support of the neighborhood and all that you've meant to us in this area for so long. And I did want to add one little thing. I think I'm in arrears on my Washington Square dues, but don't worry, I will catch up and write that little indebtedness. But thank you so much for everything you've done, and good luck.
Hi, Arlene, it's Mindy. I wanted to say how much I appreciated the emails throughout the last year or so that you sent, and how much I admire your courage and your strength, and we love you, and I hope that you're resting comfortably.
Arlene, you're one of the first people I met in the neighborhood when I moved here 30 years ago. And over the years, I just associate all the fun parties that we had, the police night out parties, and lots of good food. You're the best baker, and every time I think of you, I think of having fun.
I remember you when you always were, if anybody needed anything done, you were the one that got it done. And that's something that always impressed me. And I just know that you've lived a life that's been a treasure to everyone around you. And I really appreciate you, and I love you.
Arlene Okimura and her family are, part of the fabric of Pasadena. It's a couple of generations of a family, including Arlene, who have contributed greatly to the improvement, not just of this neighborhood, but to all of Pasadena. And there's just such a rich history in our city. And I don't think often enough we stop to just say, you know, people in our neighborhoods like Arlene Okimura are the ones who make our city very rich in terms of quality of life and very special. And so I think today is just a reminder to all of us to appreciate our neighbors, to say thank you to our neighbors. And you know, I just can't tell people how excited I am and how excited Arlene is. I had the opportunity to go inside her home and say hello to her. And she was very touched by the fact that so many neighbors came out that are Pasadena police officers and Pasadena fighters came out to honor her in this difficult time. And these are people that she worked with directly in assisting them better protect our city. So I just want to say we love you, Arlene. Thank you to all the neighbors.
Yeah, he's being really serious, Arlene, but we love you.
Yeah.
We see you in there.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your friendship, all your love to the neighborhood, for getting this guy to where he is today, because we all know he wouldn't be here if it hadn't been from you and all of that beginning stuff. So we love you, Arlene. We love your family.
25 years of working to improve this neighborhood, Arlene, and here's the fruits. Great neighbors who love you. So thank you. We love you.
Thank you. Next, we will have the words of appreciation on behalf of the family. Judy Okimura, Arlene's sister.
Hello. On behalf of the Okimura family, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you all for your many expressions of sympathy. We received many beautiful floral arrangements, donations, delicious meals, cards, letters, and supportive words of appreciation and sympathy, all of which are deeply appreciated by our family. In spite of all of your busy schedules, you've made time to attend our wing service today, and our family is deeply humbled by your presence. We cannot adequately express our gratitude to the many participants who helped make this and guide us through this process and provide emotional support. So thank you to Reverend Okano, members of the Gedatsu Church, our friends and family, Arlene's friends and co-workers, and Mayor Gordo for all of your part in supporting our family in honoring Arlene's life and accomplishments. And I hope you'll be able to join all of us in her taco bar on the grounds. Thank you again.
Thank you for attending Arlene Chisako Okimura's celebration of life service this afternoon. We extend our appreciation to both the attendees at the church and the viewers on the live stream YouTube broadcast. We all miss Arlene. May you rest in peace. The Okimura family invite you to join them for a taco party that Arlene requested for her reception. Immediately following the service, please exit, socially distance, and report to the outdoor patio. Just a reminder, please continue to be masked, except when eating, and social distance at the reception. The Okimura family will be greeted there. The Okimura family appreciates the beautiful floral tribute for Arlene. These flowers will be moved from the sanctuary to the outdoor patio during the reception. You are welcome to take home any of the flowers as a remembrance of Arlene. In addition, there are floral centerpieces on the tables at the top of party reception. These flowers may also be taken home, but please leave the vases, which will need to be returned. Please remain healthy during the pandemic, drive home safely, and remember to turn on your cell phones. Thank you. Would the congregation please rise?